Renson Mulele, Ingonga, has promised to eliminate corruption when dealing with high-profile cases if he is successfully confirmed as the next Director of Public Prosecution. Speaking while appearing before the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee for vetting, Mulele is adamant he will not allow political interference to frustrate dispensation of justice, and has asked the National Assembly to fund the office adequately to enable it to perform its mandate.
Renson Mulele Ingonga appeared before the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee for vetting, ready to defend his nomination as the new Director of Public Prosecution in an office left vacant by his predecessor Nurdin Haji. Mulele fielding a lot of questions on his suitability to run one of the most critical sectors in administration of justice in the country. Nurdin Haji's withdrawal of high-profile cases from court in unclear circumstances forming the initial line of questioning. Committee members seeking Mulele's take on the matter.
Withdrawals is something that the DPP has power to do, and we do it with proper reasons to the court, and it is in concurrence with the court. Suffice to say, we have cases where the DPP has gone to court and the courts have declined. The DPP cannot withdraw a case without concurrence with the court. The moment it's withdrawn, that means there were valid reasons to why that case was withdrawn.
The committee, however, appeared not satisfied with the answer and sought from Mulele whether the ODPP office is under the mercy of powerful and influential individuals who will go to any length to frustrate the wills of justice through corruption and intimidation.
The issue of political interference, I don't think that will happen in Machenyo, because I am guided by the Constitution and the rule of law when handling any matter for any citizen. It does not matter whether it's a politician, it's a normal mwananchi.
Members furthermore tasked Mulele to explain how he will address frosty relationship between the office of ODPP and other offices like that of the DCI, as was witnessed between his predecessor Nurdin Haji and the then DCI boss George Kinoti.
The only way to deal with that relationship is to have a collegiality. We must come together, sit with our stakeholders and clearly train together and understand the mandate of each institution. That way, I don't believe there can be any fight, because every agency will be handling its mandate.
Matters to do with corruption in prosecution of cases also featured heavily in questions. Mulele making a commitment to eliminate the vice in the ODPP office to ensure all Kenyans have access to fair administration of justice.
We will have a way of fighting corruption, and one of them is to enact policies, standard operating procedures in corruption, so that will be a guide when we're dealing with corruption.
As a person who has inside knowledge of the problems bedeviling the ODPP department, having worked as head of public prosecutions in northern Kenya, Mulele says budget constraint is a stumbling block for the ODPP in discharge of its duties.
The biggest problem in the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions is funds. We are not able to meet our needs because of funding. We are not able to employ staff. We are not able to do the other corporate services. We cannot. We can't even buy a camera for the communication department just because of funding. That's why I beseech that I'll be coming back to this committee so that the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions is well funded and achieve its mandate.
Despite the challenge of inadequate funds, Mr. Mulele is upbeat he will give the ODPP office a new face of professionalism and dedication if his nomination is approved by the National Assembly.
As a public servant, we are guided by Article 232 of the Constitution about values and integrity and all that goes with Chapter 6 as public servants. That will be my guiding principle if confirmed by this committee to be the next Director of Public Prosecutions.
His fate now awaits Parliament input when the committee forwards its report for discussion. Henry Tende, Lookup TV.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki